Good morning. Today is Abeka Kindergarten, day number 61. Okay, so we're going to start with phonics like we do, and if you will, say the sound, the name of the letter and the sound as I scroll through these. And I will try to get your school done quickly because I know how badly you want to go and play. Say it. Ready? D, da. W, wa. Viva. Sika. O, ah. E, R, Q, qua. P, pa. O, ah. I, H, G, G. A, I, F, S, B, B, C, K, E, T, T, U, N, M, J, J. Two more. Cake. L, L. Okay, very good. Now, I am going to show you a letter. Letter X. Letter X. X says X as in fox, box, or axe. That's the sound X makes. And the big X looks the exact same as the lowercase x. Capital and lowercase look the same. Not many letters look exact. Well, C and O, but most of the letters look a little bit different when they're capitalized versus lowercase. Okay, now I am going to help you. That looks like a lot of reading, doesn't it? But I'm going to help you with it. So no worries. Let me help you. I'm going to sound out the first sentence and read it to you. Are you ready? You can follow along. J, F, Jeff, G, ought, got, in, the, van. Jeff got in the van. Jeff got in the van. You see what's at the beginning and ending of all these sentences? They all start with a capital letter, and they all have a punctuation mark at the end. You notice that? Now I'm going to have you pause this video and try to read the second sentence all by yourself. You try. Okay, now I'll help you read it. Rick ran up the hill. Rick ran up the hill. Lovely. Now, for the next sentence, do you notice anything different at the end? This is called a question mark. Did you notice this? A question mark means that this sentence is asking a question. I'll help you read it and see what it says. Did, was, miss, the, bus. Did Wes miss the bus? Did you notice how my voice went up at the end? I said, did Wes miss the bus? Because my voice goes up like that, you can tell that this sentence is a question and therefore needs a question mark. Questions need answers. When you ask a question, you're asking for an answer. Let's read the last sentence together, and then you'll be done with this. Ready? Will Deb. You try to read this word. Kiss the. This is a sight word, the. That's why I don't really sound it out, because it's kind of hard to sound out this sight word. So we have to remember it. It's the. Pig. Will Deb kiss the pig? This one also has a question at the end, so my voice goes up towards the end of the sentence. Okay, very good. Now, I'm going to ask you a few things with these cards, and then, and then we'll be done with phonics. All right, how about this? We will only do 5. I've got 5 of them. Now, I'm going to show you a picture. And what is this picture of? It's a comb. Now, we're going to try to find the blend at the beginning of the word comb. Let's see. What does this start with? C. Comb starts with C. What's the next letter? O. Sounding it out just made me say it all by itself, and it gave you the answer. O-C-O, co, for comb. Okay, that's 1. We just have 4 more. This is a bear. I don't think that's a very good one to use. We're not going to use that one because that's a little difficult. Okay, what is this? This is a sandwich. Okay, let's see what 2 letters are in the blend, the beginning blend for sandwich. Ready? Sandwich. S, A. S, A is the beginning blend for sandwich. Now, what number is this? This is 5. What's the beginning blend in 5? Let's sound it out to find it. It starts with that is an F. F. So it starts with a F. What's the next letter? I. F-I. So the beginning blend for 5 is F-I. Okay, what is this? This is a flag. Let's see, what's the beginning blend for flag? Flag. Let's see. F is the beginning. Full. What makes the L sound? L. Full. Ah. What makes the A sound? A. Full. Ah. F-L-A. Flag. F-L-A. Very good. Okay, and this is a guitar. Let's sound it out. Guitar. Starts with a G. So that's a G. G, G, guitar. Now, what comes next? G, I, guitar. G, I. What makes the I sound? I. G, I, G, I, guitar. Last one. Oopsie, that probably made a loud noise. House. So, well, actually, let's say that this is home. So, let's say the word home slowly to help us understand better. Home. Okay, so we know it starts with a H. What's the next letter, though? Because we're looking for the blend in home, the beginning blend in home. Oh, home. H-O. O. H-O is the beginning blend for home. Okay, good job. You're done with that. Hallelujah, right? Okay, done with phonics. So let's move on to penmanship. And unfortunately, I do not have the page because I lost it. The page for today, but it is page 64 in your phonics book. What's it called? Writing and Phonics, I think is the name of your book. Anyways, here is the letter I'm supposed to go over with you today. That was weird. Okay. Okay, moving on. Okay, look, sometimes I do weird stuff. It's just how it is. What was I going to get? Oh, excuse my discrepancy. I am here and I am functioning. Okay, ready. X. You're learning to write X. And like I said earlier, the capital X looks the same as the little x. You start at the red dot at the top of the blue line, and then you come down all the way to the red line. And then you do the same on the opposite side. Start at the top blue line, come all the way down to the red line. And that's how you make a capital X. Try to remember to have good posture as you write and hold your pencil correctly so you can write it really good. Do your best. If it's worth doing right. Now here, the lowercase one, you don't start at the top, of course. You start at the blue dotted line and you go down to the red one. And then you start at the blue dotted line on the other side and cross over like the railroad crossing signs. Okay, you can pause this and do that page, or you can save it till later, either way. Now I'm going to start numbers with you. And you know what? I forgot my numbers chart. So we're going to have to pause the video and go get it. Okay, we're going to count to 80 today. Slow and steady wins the race, but we're going to try and go fast today. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Say them with me. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Your turn to do the next line. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. One more row. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. There we go. That's the chart. Okay, now I'm going to hold up some random numbers and you try and see if you can tell them to me. Are you ready? How about this one? 3, 8. 11. 17. See if you can say them before I get a chance to. 21. 26. 29. What's this? 36. Almost done. 46. 48. What's this one? 60. 65. 69. One more. 74. Good job. And now I'm going to go over the 60s family with you before we quit with these number flashcards. We're just going to go over the numbers 60 to 69 to make sure you remember them. Are you ready? You say them, and I'll say them quietly after I give you a chance to. See how fast you can say them before me. 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. We have come to the end of the 60s family. Very good. Now I'm going to ask you something real quick here. Now I'm going to ask you, 6 is more. Do you see how 6 has more than 3? If you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one has 1, 2, 3. So 6 is more than 3. Now let's try one more comparison. Which number is more, 4 or 2? 4 is more. 1, 2, 3, 4. That has 4 dots. 2 only has 1, 2. So this one is more. So now I'm going to show you something on the number chart, and I'm going to ask you, do you see 24 here? Well, maybe we'll start with the easier one to begin with. Can you find number 5? Here it is. Which number is 1 more than 5? 6. What is 1 number more than 6? 7. What's 1 number more than 7? 8. What is 1 number more than 8? 9. Very good. Here's 2. What is 1 number more than 2? 3. Very good. That's what 1 number more means. So we could go down here to a really high number like 83. What is 1 number more than 83? 84. What is 1 number more than 54? 55. 1 number more than 55? 56. Very good. From 7 at night until 7 in the morning, that's 12 hours. From 7 in the morning to 7 at night, that's 12 hours. 12 hours is half of a day. This is the page you will do today in your Think and Learn book, page number 35. Okay, now we are done with school pretty much. But we are going to do some what they call enrichment activities. I'm not going to do quite all of them today because there was already 3 and I wasn't going to add number 4. But here we go. Here's your visual for today. This little boy sleeping in bed, and I will read this to you. Your body uses a lot of energy, which is fuel for your body, when you play and when you work. Sleep keeps your body from getting too tired. It also gives your body time to grow. The more you're growing, the more sleep you're going to need. Children your age usually get about 10 to 12 hours of sleep. To get a good night's sleep, you need to, well, it's best if you do these things, and I will list them off. If you wear clean pajamas when you go to get ready for bed, and do a quiet activity just before bedtime, like reading a book for a little bit. Go to bed early, and when you go get in bed, go immediately to sleep. That's the best practice. But be sure to say your bedtime prayers before you go to sleep. What happens if you don't get enough rest? You feel too tired the next day. Sometimes people get grumpy when they're too tired. Most of us do, actually. So it's always good to get the sleep we need. When does your body grow? While you're sleeping. Honestly, I think it's growing all the time, but you need sleep for it to grow good. Okay. Now we're going to do something out of your America, Our Great Country book. And this is a story about George Washington Carver. You probably already heard a story about George Washington, but today you're learning about George Washington Carver. Now you might not see my face because I'm going to be behind this visual reading it to you as you look at this picture about George Washington Carver. This is a little bit about him. Do peanuts and sweet potatoes sound exciting to you? They were very exciting to George Washington Carver. George was born many years ago, just about the time our country began fighting in the Civil War. His parents were slaves, and he never even got to know them. But when he was a boy, George learned two very important things. He learned to love God, and he learned to grow beautiful plants. He did such wonderful things with plants that people called him the plant doctor. God helped George work his way through school and college. After college, he became a teacher, teaching others better ways to grow plants. Booker T. Washington from Tuskegee Institute in Alabama convinced George to come teach there. George taught the students many things about plants and crops. George Washington Carver was a scientist too. A scientist is someone who studies things like plants and animals and makes new discoveries about them. He discovered over 300 different things that could be made from the peanut. Whoa! 300 different things that can be made from the peanut. You know what one of my favorite and the most common uses for the peanuts is? Peanut butter. That's one of the most common uses for it. Now you got to be careful because I know some people are allergic to peanuts. So whenever you're in a public place, it's probably best to not accidentally get it on anything because that wouldn't be good if someone came across it who was allergic to it. Okay, back to our story. And he made over 100 different things from sweet potatoes. Wow. From peanuts, he made ink, candy, soap, coffee, shoe polish, milk, cheese, shampoo, and shaving cream. That's a lot of stuff made out of peanuts. Would you ever think that they could make shaving cream out of peanuts? He even made paper from the peanut shell. From sweet potatoes, he made syrup and flour and over 100 other things. God used this great man to help people all over America's South to have better lives. Here's a little poem. What can you do with a peanut? George Washington Carver knew. From peanuts he made soap and coffee, milk, cheese, ink, and shampoo. He was just a poor boy and a lonely one too. But with hard work and God's help, he showed us what just one person can do. So who was George Washington Carver? He was a scientist. And what did George Washington Carver love to work with? He loved to work with plants. And what did he teach young people? He taught them better ways to grow crops. And what two plants did he make many things from? What two plants? The peanuts. And what else? Sweet potatoes. Why was George Washington Carver able to find so many uses for peanuts and sweet potatoes? Because he studied peanuts and sweet potatoes and tried different ideas with them until he found things that work. Okay, so today, so I guess I do not have my page. I must have lost it somewhere along the way, but you have this book and it'll be page 63 and page 64 in this book. All right. Now I have one more thing to read to you. It's called Animal Fun Stories Visuals. Now, we're going to read a little story about this fox. If you want to stick around for it, good. But if you don't really want to, you are done with school today after you've done those papers.
By the time summer was over, Alex Fox was so much bigger than he had been in the spring. So many things had happened, and he had explored so much that he began to feel like he was all grown up. So grown up that at times his mother had to correct him. Alex Fox had fallen into the bad habit of hoaxing the forest animals, and for that, all the creatures on Blue Mountain expressed bad feelings toward him and would warn one another when they saw Alex coming. To make matters worse, old Mr. Crow was forever exclaiming, "Stop, thief!" at Alex Fox, and then he would haw-haw in a manner that annoyed Alex. On a typical day just for excitement, Alex Fox would stroll up in Farmer Green's place and coax old dog Douglas to chase him. Douglas would stop what he was doing and rush pell-mell after Alex Fox, who would skip away with a laugh and then run for the river. There Alex excitedly jumped from one stone to another. Next he would dash off through the meadow, leaving so crooked a trail that Douglas never could follow him very far. However, one day Alex Fox stumbled upon Douglas between himself and the river quite by accident. Laughing then too, Alex turned and ran and was certain to outfox Douglas once more. He made so many circles that he felt sure Douglas would get mixed up and get lost. So Alex stopped running and was trotting slowly through the field. He was almost home when he looked around, and to his surprise, there was Douglas extremely close behind him. There was no time to lose, and only one thing Alex Fox could do. The door of his mother's home was just a short distance off, so Alex Fox ran for it and managed to reach it just in time. He could hear Douglas barking at the opening, but he knew Douglas was too big to follow him inside. Just when it seemed as if Douglas would never quit barking and scratching at the door of Alex's home, he did stop, and all was quiet. Alex wondered where his mother was. She was not home, and Alex did not know what to do. He did not dare go outside for fear Douglas might be waiting for him, so Alex stayed inside. Meanwhile, Mrs. Fox heard Douglas barking in the field and hurried to see what the matter was. To her great dismay, when she leaped up on the stone wall not far from her home, Mrs. Fox could see Douglas scratching at her door, and she guessed that he had driven Alex inside. Mrs. Fox hid in the grass, expecting Douglas to grow tired of his task and go home. But Douglas howled so loudly that Farmer Green and Johnny came hurrying across the fields, carrying a big trap. For a short time they explored Mrs. Fox's doorway. Then they went away without the trap, calling Douglas after them. Now the first thing to be done was to help Alex Fox exit his home safely. Mrs. Fox carefully crossed the field to her home. She paused and explored the entrance. There was no trap to be seen anywhere, but the path leading to her door was sprinkled with fresh dirt, and wise Mrs. Fox knew that hidden underneath it lay that fixed trap. She crept as close to her door as she dared and called softly to Alex, who was excited to hear his mother's voice. He poked his nose out the hole at once. "Don't come out," she exclaimed. "There's a trap fixed here beneath this dirt. Now just do as I tell you, or you'll be caught." Alex Fox was frightened. This time he believed that his mother knew more than he did. He didn't dare put a foot down except where she told him to. Alex listened as his mother explained where to place each step. He was almost safely past the trap when Mr. Crow suddenly exclaimed, "Stop, thief!" Alex Fox gave a quick jump. Snap went the trap, and though Alex sprang up into the air, he was just too late. The trap closed tightly around the tips of his toes, but that was enough. Alex could not get away, no matter how hard he pulled. Mr. Crow laughed as he flew back to the forest to tell all the animals that Alex Fox would not be hoaxing them any more. Now that was a mean hoax. All night long, Alex whimpered and tugged, trying to get free, but the more he tugged, the more the trap hurt his foot. Mrs. Fox couldn't help Alex at all. She stayed with him throughout the night and would not have left in the morning, except that she smelled the scent of men coming across the fields. Then, with one last sorrowful look at Alex, she crept sadly away. In a few more minutes, Farmer Green and Johnny reached Alex Fox, and they were both excited when they saw that the trap they had fixed had done its work well. "It's a young cub," Farmer Green said as soon as he spied Alex Fox. "May I have him for a pet, Father?" Johnny asked quickly. Alex Fox was extremely frightened when he heard that. You see, he did not know what a pet was. He thought it was probably something to eat, and he could imagine himself being mixed into a pot of soup. "A pet, eh?" said Farmer Green. "Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. He's just a little thing." Johnny Green shouted with excitement. Farmer Green picked up Alex Fox, and they started toward the farmhouse. When they reached the barnyard, Johnny and his father put a collar on Alex, fastening one end of a small chain to the collar and the other end to a stake in the ground. Next, Johnny Green set a big wooden box beside the stake. He tipped the box over on its side and filled it with extra straw. The box was Alex Fox's new home. Now, you might think that Alex liked the box better than the hole he lived in before, except Alex did not like the box at all. Alex decided that he would make his own home, and that very night he excavated a hole in the barnyard where he could crawl out of sight of everyone. Alex Fox liked that much better. In just a few days, Alex Fox began to get used to being a pet. He found that it was not as bad as he had expected. At first, whenever old dog Douglas came near, Alex Fox would run into his hole and hide. But after a while, he began to peek out at his visitor. And finally, he grew so bold that when Douglas came to see him, he stayed above ground. Since Alex was Johnny's new pet, Douglas decided to like Alex Fox, and instead of growling, he would wag his tail and try to be friendly. In time, they were playing together and tumbling about, pretending to bite each other. Johnny Green was very proud of his extraordinary pet, and most of the time, Alex Fox even enjoyed being a pet. Alex did miss the exploring he used to do, and he missed his mother too. Sometimes at night he could hear her calling to him from the fields, and then Alex Fox would answer. Farmer Green often exclaimed that Johnny would rather play with his fox than feed the chickens, but even then Farmer Green enjoyed watching Alex and Johnny play. At last something happened to change all that. One morning Farmer Green discovered that a hen had disappeared from the hen house. Now Douglas had been loose all night and had not barked even once. This perplexed Farmer Green. So Farmer Green explored the barnyard where Alex Fox was sitting in the sunshine, and then he explored the ground around Alex's home. Alex looked at Farmer Green so innocently you would have thought he had never done anything wrong in all his life. Farmer Green didn't find anything unusual, that is, until he knelt down and peered into the hole Alex had excavated. And what should he see but several hen feathers? That was enough for Farmer Green, but he was still perplexed. How could Alex Fox ever have visited the hen house? Alex seemed to sit before him chained to the stake. Farmer Green picked up Alex's chain, and to his surprise he found that the end of it wasn't fastened to the stake at all. It had worked loose, and Alex Fox had been free to wander about as he pleased. Farmer Green fastened Alex's chain to the stake once more, and then he went to the barn where Johnny was watering the horses. Farmer Green cleared his throat and swallowed hard. "We'll have to get rid of that fox," he explained to Johnny. "He's responsible for our missing hen. He can't stay any longer. He's made friends with old Doug, and now the dog will let him do whatever he likes." Poor Johnny Green felt so bad. He begged his father not to get rid of Alex Fox, but Farmer Green could have it no other way. "That cub's so tricky," Farmer Green explained. "He just can't be trusted. There's no telling when he'll get loose again, and he has to go tonight." Farmer Green let Johnny stay up an hour past bedtime just to say goodbye. Alex Fox was still wide awake, sitting in the moonlight, listening. Far away in the distance, a fox was barking, and Alex Fox thought it sounded like his mother. Alex was surprised to see Farmer Green and Johnny coming out to see him at that late hour, and he was perplexed when Johnny untied the chain and started to lead him away. The moonbeams streamed through the trees, making it easy for Farmer Green and Johnny to see very well without any other light. They headed off across the field, right in the direction of that barking. The meadows smelled sweet, and Alex Fox began to wish that he could slip his head out of his collar and scamper away. At the foot of Blue Mountain, Farmer Green and Johnny stopped. Johnny loosened Alex's collar and gave him a little nudge. At first, Alex Fox was not quite sure what to do, but the other fox was calling him. It sounded more and more like his mother, and it seemed to be coaxing him. Then the first thing he knew, he was running as fast as his legs would carry him and answering as loudly as he could bark. Farmer Green laid his arm across Johnny's shoulder as they headed back home. "I'm sorry, Johnny. I know that was a hard thing to do," Farmer Green explained. "I should have known better than to think that just because he was a small fox, he wouldn't cause any harm. I think we both know now. Never trust a fox in the barnyard." What was Alex Fox known for? Do you remember at the beginning of the story? He was known for hoaxing the other animals. Hoax means to trick. Coax means to gently convince someone to do something. Excavate means to dig. And perplexed means confused. What did Alex's mother have to do when Alex acted as if he was wiser than she was? She would have to correct Alex. One more question. What happened to Alex just when he thought he could not be caught by Douglas? He got caught in a trap. Okay, well, did Johnny think Alex would make a good pet? Yes, Johnny did. Did Alex make a good pet? No, because he could not be trusted. What lesson can we learn from Johnny and Farmer Green? Don't keep company with those who can't be trusted. Trustworthy is dependable, able to be trusted. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Proverbs 13:20. The end.